Hello and welcome to Cargo Masterminds presented by Cargo One.
I am a big fan.
We wanted to be a part of it. So it's an incredible opportunity.
It was exactly what we needed.
It's really exciting.
When we found out, we were just blown away.
I would say it's perfect for every freight forwarder to use this.
It gives us advantage.
I would encourage my colleagues to go to Cargo One.
Opinion, it is really a must to have.
I believe this system should be used by every forwarder. Everybody can be a digital forwarder by using Cargo One. It's just been fantastic.
Cargo Masterminds is our exclusive one-to-one weekly interview series with leaders from the world's leading air cargo and logistic companies. My name is Reggie John. I'm an editor with the Stat Media Group. On March 31st this year, Lufthansa Cargo announced that it has a new CEO in place of Dorothea von Boxberg, who left Lufthansa Cargo to become the CEO of Brussels Airlines. In the official statement announcing Ashwin Bhatt as the new CEO of Lufthansa Cargo, Dr. Michael Niggemann, member of the executive board of Deutsche Lufthansa AG and chairman of the supervisory board of Lufthansa Cargo, said, "I am very pleased that Ashwin Bhatt, a very skilled manager and internationally experienced logistics and cargo expert, is taking on this responsible task. As a member of the executive board, he has played a key role in achieving Lufthansa Cargo's most successful years so far. As CEO, he will further develop the company and expand its strong market positioning." Born and raised in India, Ashwin Bhatt began his professional career in 1992 as a cargo and mail revenue accounting manager at Airline Financial Support Services, before moving to Switzerland in 1999 to join Swiss Cargo as its revenue system controller. Ashwin's elevation to the post of CEO comes just 2 years after he was called in from Swiss World Cargo and appointed to the executive board of Lufthansa Cargo and as its chief commercial officer. With a revenue of 4.6 billion euros and a transport performance of 7.2 billion freight ton kilometers in 2022, Lufthansa Cargo is one of the world's leading companies in the transport of air freight. Certainly, for Ashwin Bhatt, a big business to look after. I am very pleased to welcome Ashwin Bhatt, Chief Executive Officer of Lufthansa Cargo, to Cargo Masterminds. Ashwin, first of all, congratulations. It is such a pleasure to have this interview with you just 2 days after you took charge as the CEO. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Reggie, for the invitation, and it's great to speak to you. Yeah, or after 2 days, 48 hours after taking over as CEO of Lufthansa Cargo. It's basically my first working day, let's put it, because 15th was a Saturday.
Ashwin, were you expecting this promotion when the news came out of Dorothea's departure for Brussels Airlines?
Was I expecting? No. I've been lucky enough to be working with Dorothea closely for the last 2 years and truly enjoyed the partnership working with her, looking at the successes of the last 2 years and jointly leading Lufthansa Cargo. Obviously, on a personal note, it is sad to see her leave. However, I'm also very, very happy for her to get this or being offered this opportunity to be the CEO of Brussels Airlines. Obviously, next to her task as CEO of Brussels Airlines, she would also be our key representative in Brussels, where the most important decisions pertaining to aviation is being taken for Europe. But for me, it's really exciting. And more than exciting, it's also humbling to be nominated as CEO of Lufthansa Cargo, to be leading a brand which is really well known within the industry and in certain aspects, a leader within the industry for air cargo.
Ashwin, will you continue to be on the board of Swiss Board of Directors? You were elected to that in February 2023.
Yes, I will continue as of now to be in the board of directors of Swiss International Airlines. And I look forward to the exchanges which we have within the board of directors of Swiss.
And when can we expect the news about the appointment of the third member of the Lufthansa Cargo Executive Board and your selection to the chair of the Executive Board of Lufthansa Cargo?
Sooner than later, the announcement will be made for our third board member and my colleague in the board of Lufthansa Cargo. So you can expect an announcement soon.
Ashwin, what is the brief to you from the Executive Board of Deutsche Lufthansa AG, and what are your top priorities as you begin a new and a very important journey in your professional career?
Reggie, I've been the CCO of Lufthansa Cargo for the last 2 years, so I'm not entirely new into Lufthansa Cargo. I was overseeing the commercial division, be it the sales or pricing or revenue management, sales management, and so on and so forth. And you have Cargo.one behind you. Also, digital sales plays an important part within the overall commercial sphere. And I was part of the board of the team of the executive board who defined the strategy of Lufthansa Cargo for the last years and also defining what we would like to do going forward. Obviously, with the new setup where I will be the CEO and also the CCO, we will have a new setup, reporting lines within Lufthansa Cargo. But the brief is clear: continue on the good work that we have done, but also as a CEO, lead the entire company and not just the commercial. We have a number of strategical decisions which we took in the last year in terms of growth of our fleet. As you know, we will have 2 additional aircrafts, 777 freighters joining us in the next 10 months or so. In the next 6 to 7 weeks, we will have 2 additional A321Fs joining our fleet. So that is given. We have a number of topics in terms of investments happening for our hub in Frankfurt, but also in terms of our focus in terms of sustainability. So it's all about continuation, but it's also about, I would say, in one word, if you want to say, is about growth of Lufthansa Cargo.
Continue the good work, and for successive 3 years, it's been exceptional financial performance for Lufthansa Cargo. Revenue for calendar year 2022 rose by about 22% to 4.6 billion euros. How challenging will it be to maintain such exceptional growth rate in 2023? Which appears to be facing a great deal of headwinds across the world, and it's not restricted to Germany, Europe, or to Lufthansa Cargo.
Reggie, you said it in my while introducing me. I'm in this business since 1992. You have been there also along. The volatility is given in air cargo. The last 3 years was exceptional due to known reasons, and we as an industry stepped up to the plate, supporting the wider communities in the transportations of PPE and vaccines and so on and so forth. But also the passenger side of the business was suffering at the same time. And we got the benefits of that business. But also we as an air cargo had to do a lot of hard work. I would put it in plain English, is a lot of hard work with a lot of things broken on the ground in terms of supply chain and so on and so forth. So what we are seeing is right now is normalization to what was the pre-COVID situation. So if you look at from a COVID perspective, yes, it looks like it's a headwind, but I would still say it's normalization. But normalization also, if you look at the numbers, slightly better than in 2019 or pre-pandemic time. So it's all about focusing on your customers, focusing on your people, and focusing on delivery of solutions, being flexible in what you are offering to your customer. But the important thing is about reacting faster to whatever the changes happens in the market. And this is what is air cargo all about. Air cargo is required when you require goods to be transported in terms of chips, in terms of pharmaceuticals. Otherwise, the production, as you know, comes to a standstill. And that's, for me, is going to be the focus, to be reacting faster on short term, whatever happens in the market. But at the same time, understanding that this is a volatile business and we have our strategical goals to focus on, then that's what we have to focus. So it's about balancing the short term and the long term. Internally, I call it's a and world. It's not an or world that you only do a short term or you do a long term. No, it's an and short term and long term, and focusing on your core strengths, focusing on what you are good at. And Lufthansa Cargo per se has a lot of good things, and that's what my focus would be, is being in front of the customer and delivering on our promises, on the brand promise of enabling global businesses.
There have been very significant investment by Lufthansa Cargo into carbon reduction methods across Lufthansa Cargo operations, from fleet upgrade, brand new fuel efficient freighters, including the yet to be commercially available B777-8 freighters, innovative technology like AeroShock technology, lightweight cargo pallet net. How aggressively will you pursue these investments to ensure your carbon neutral goals?
Reggie, over there, I would like to openly say it's not about the word aggressive. It's about being committed. We are committed to the topic of sustainability because this is going to be part of our journey for the long term. The entire Lufthansa Group is committed to reduce our CO2 footprint. And that's why, being part of Lufthansa Group, we have also committed ourselves to science-based training. It means we have very concrete plans to reduce CO2 year upon year. And as you are aware, is most of the CO2 or issues is happening on the air and not on the ground. So what we are doing in terms of concrete actions of reducing CO2 is in 4 areas, 4 fields of action. First is fleet modernization. We talk about fuel efficiency. We talk about in terms of sustainable aviation fuel, and we talk about in terms of the actions which we take around on the ground. So AeroShock is a classical example where we will be using the technology of around us from the environment of the shark. What kind of technology, if you want to say, is how do you use the drag, reduce the drag on our freighters. So basically, we will be putting environmentally covers onto an aircraft, and it will be, the first aircraft will be ready in March. We talk about plastic sheets, environmentally plastic films on our cargo. We talk about nets, pallets, and so on and so forth. But the biggest one is SAF and compensation. We announced of a new add-on service called a Sustainable Choice, which the customers can use, be it on 1 kilo of cargo or 1 shipment towards buying SAF or sustainable aviation fuel on bulk. And this is what we have to do. But the important thing about this topic, about commitment, is cannot be on one side in terms of what we can do on our own. I usually use internally a quote, or an African quote, which says that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And this is a topic which is going to go far. And we require everybody, be it our customers, be it us, be it our suppliers, together to take actions in terms of sustainability. And we would appreciate anybody who joins us in this mission and commit themselves.
Ashwin, Lufthansa had an order for 3 B777 freighters made last year, and the first one is already in, and it is operated by Aerologic. What is the delivery timeline for the second and the third, and will Lufthansa Cargo operate the remaining 2 777 freighters?
The timeline, like I said earlier, it should be in the next 10 to 11 months. It will be within our fleet. So end of one will be end of this year, and the second one just beginning of 2024. The question of where this aircraft will be operated, whether it is Lufthansa Cargo or Aerologic, is still not, or still being discussed, reviewed, and so on and so forth, and the decision is not made. But one thing is clear, be it Aerologic or Lufthansa Cargo, it will be marketed and sold by Lufthansa Cargo, and it will be part of the growth, which I mentioned in one of your earlier questions, in terms of growth of our network, adding up new destinations, and so on. So,
okay, my next question is about your short and mid-haul sized freighters, A321 converted freighters, and you're expecting to add 2 more in the next few weeks. How do you intend to increase your network within Europe to optimize your narrow-body freighter fleet by the end of this year?
Yeah, we have so far 2. Another 2 is going to come in about 8 weeks by mid of this year. And that will give us the width, having 4 aircraft with just 1 or 2 medium-haul freighters, A321F. We couldn't cover all the needs that was there. I have to say I was positively surprised by the reaction that we have gone with our customers. We can open up new destinations. Just last couple of weeks back, we announced opening up of 3 new destinations. So with that, we are basically talking about weekly, around 50 weekly flights, 12 destinations, and that's giving us service to our customers, which is fast. In addition, we are supplementing it with what is known from Lufthansa Cargo, a quality service, which is there. And quite frankly, we are managing this, I would say, a new business area in a different way. We are in discussion, in dialogue with our customer, and based on the requirements, we are opening up new destination. We look at business opportunities, and quite frankly, that's what we are looking at. We are not just looking in terms of the depth of increasing the number of frequency, but we are also increasing the number of destination we are serving. So we are also looking into the same day, we are looking at e-commerce, and we are talking to customers, which is not classical air cargo, let's put it this way as well.
Yeah, in fact, you had a very successful run with the intra-European freighter with your 321, and it's been just 1 year since its launch. And these are specifically deployed for e-commerce cargo movement. Do you think that you need to add more besides the two already in the conversion, such freighters to meet the demands of e-commerce customers?
It's too early to say, but so far we are hitting what we had foreseen in our business case. So with having 4 together, we have to see how it develops. But the discussion with the customers are positive, and based on the numbers and the demands, we might go for more. But yes, we are very, very open to invest if the growth is needed or the requirements from a customer for long-term capacity in this area is needed. Yes, we will be open.
Do you plan to look at any other type of aircraft, another model?
No, at this moment of time, we are basically 777 for our intercontinental freighters and A321s for our continental or European freighters. Obviously, we have different type of aircraft in terms of our belly. Let's not forget that. As Lufthansa Cargo, we don't only have the freighters, but we have the belly capacity of Lufthansa Passage, we have Brussels, we have Austrians, Eurowings Discover, Eurowings, and so on. And Austrian, let's not forget Austrian as well.
Ashwin, how do you want to, or how does Lufthansa Cargo wants to capitalize on the growing trading blocks around Asia like ASEAN and the new production and manufacturing centers coming up as a result of China Plus One strategy? And how strongly do you think that it is important to make capacity available quickly where there is demand with your robust wide-body freighter fleet?
Obviously, we will go where the demand is, and that's what we see clearly within intra-Asia or Asia-Pacific. The growth is there. The aircraft, if you even look at from a belly perspective, the numbers are much higher compared to what the rest of the world is. And as Lufthansa Cargo, we clearly see that. And just last November, we opened up a new destination, Hanoi. So we are serving Hanoi already from November of last year, because we are aware of the China Plus One strategy or China Plus Two strategy, whatever, how you speak to your customers, that the demand is happening. We also increased our capacity into Shanghai. We increased our capacity into Hong Kong. So yes, in addition to the increasing belly capacity to these destinations. So we are very, very positive, and we are watching very closely. Just talking about Vietnam, clearly hub, a lot of industries are coming, be it on fashion, be it on electronics and automotive. And we serve both Hanoi and we have been serving for a long time Saigon as well. So yes, we are very positive about the questions that you asked in terms of specifically for Asia Pacific, and that's what we will be investing. So evaluation is going on. Where does the new destination for the number 17 freighter which will come, or the number 18 freighter which will come? And we are evaluating all possible aspects or in terms of network.
Ashwin, building digital and physical infrastructure, which is your Frankfurt and Munich hub, how top are they on your priority?
Oh, way high. It's on a very high level, digital as physical. And Reggie, you know, I use the word phygital as a term because it's a people's business, but we need to utilize all the technology which is there and the digital benefits that we get together. But we have to know the magic of how do you put together the physical and the digital together. So for me, it's high on the list. We just announced is a new collaboration with Cargo.One, where we are much excited about it. I believe we can do more together, and that's what we are looking. But coming to your talking about infrastructure, it's the biggest investment that we are making in the next years. It's a 5-year project which we are working at of upgrading our infrastructure. As you are aware, our Frankfurt hub is around 40 years old. So 40 years old from a construction perspective. So we are very, very excited. Let's put it, talk about in terms of the project, because it's not only about sustaining what we have today, but the facility has to be ready for the future growth, which we are foreseeing. But it will take time, and we are investing into this. We were talking about supply chain being broken. And quite frankly, on this side, we were also impacted due to the supply chain being broken. Certain raw material, certain type of hardware which we were looking at took us time. So it's going to be a few more years which is there. But truth is on the ground. It's our hub, the biggest hub that we have. We have Munich, we have Brussels, we have Vienna, but Frankfurt is our biggest hub and it has to work. And that's what we are looking at, not only about today, but it's also about tomorrow.
Lufthansa Cargo subsidiary Hayworld has been a remarkable growth since its foundation in 2019. In fact, started in 2017 as an internal project. What's your vision for Hayworld?
Hayworld, yes, the vision is simple: to grow, to take opportunities which is there in the e-commerce sphere. They are connect with the digital forwarders, online retailers, connect with on digital marketplaces. And A321 is also a possibility for them to offer that speedy service. One thing I would like to say is A321 is not only about e-commerce, but it's also about any customer or any commodity that requires same-day services. They require a speedy service within Europe, and that's what we are offering. So Hayworld is part of this topic. The portfolio includes end-to for Hayworld. It includes not just the transportation on Lufthansa Cargo, but also includes end-to-end tracking on a parcel basis. Hayworld is a digital organization, about 45 people working over here. We are also talking about in terms of handling, even though we had the question about our Frankfurt hub. Hayworld has their own sorting system, their own handling, because it's about speed in that segment. It's about being transparent on a parcel basis, on a shipment basis. And if you want to call it Hayworld, we are trying to place Hayworld in an area where it offers a service which is faster than mail, but more price efficient than an express service. And that's the background which we are looking of. E-commerce, as you know, is growing around 12%. And we believe, given our strength as Lufthansa Cargo, not just Hayworld, we have other subsidiaries which we can combine with Lufthansa Cargo to offer this attractive service to our customers.
Ashwin, I want to end this conversation asking you to reflect on the current air cargo global market conditions and also the global economy in terms of rising inflation, lower demand. How strongly do you experience these challenges, and what are some of your reflections?
You know, the word which we used in the last year is ambiguous. And unfortunately, I have to say the market is ambiguous at this moment of time. It's not about previously we had the volatility or seasonal ups and downs. Now we are talking on a weekly basis. If you look at it, we thought mid to end of March, things are stabilizing. The decline which we saw in the last year is kind of stabilizing or phasing out or stabilizing. But come April, and it's even going down further, the market per se. So it's a very, very challenging, and that's why I said it's all about speed. It's about speed of reaction to whatever the situation. If it goes down or it suddenly picks up, we have to react and act accordingly. How strongly do I experience the headwind? I'm experiencing like everybody else is experiencing, because we are part of the ecosystem. So we cannot be different. But what we can be different is focusing on our strength of the trustful relationships that we have with our customers, focusing on optimizing or offering a better service on the ground to our customers, so that this is what they can offer to the end customers. At the end of the day, it's not about price, it's about service. And that's what we are focusing on, however tough the market situation is, because the focus of being trustful and close to your customer and focusing on your service is good during good times like 2022, or tough times or challenging times or ambiguous times that we are facing in 2023. So that's what I would say is how strongly do I experience. It's as strong as you want to feel.
Ashwin, as I conclude this interview, I want to congratulate you once again and wish you all success. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Reggie. You mentioned in your post or in our bilateral discussions once or twice that I was your first air cargo manager you had an interview with. So I'm kind of reciprocating, because you're going to be the first one I'm having an interview with as CEO of Lufthansa Cargo. So thank you very much for taking the time and talking to me. I wish you continuing good health, a lot of positive energy, and also some negative testings as well.
Thank you, Ashwin, and hope to see you soon.
Same here. See you in Istanbul. Take care.
That was Ashwin Butt, Chief Executive Officer of Lufthansa Cargo. I hope you enjoyed watching this interview. If yes, you know what needs to be done. Like and share the video. And more important, if you're not a subscriber of our YouTube channel, please do subscribe now and click the bell icon so that you do not miss any of our new videos. Join me next Monday for another episode of Cargo Masterminds presented by Cargo One. Until we meet again, have a great week ahead. Thank you.